The controversy surrounding 17-member The8 began recently during his appearance at the MIDI Music Festival in Nanjing, China, where he was scheduled to close the event with a DJ set. Over the last few months, the idol had been sharing his growing interest in music production and DJing with his fans, and this festival performance was seen as a significant step in showcasing those skills outside of his regular group activities. Early reactions from the event were positive, with attendees and fans online praising the visuals and the atmosphere of the set, but the situation shifted quickly once the music used during the performance was analyzed more closely by a global audience. As clips from the DJ set circulated on social media platforms like X and TikTok, viewers began to identify a specific audio sample used in one of the tracks. Multiple users claimed that the track contained a portion of a well-known Islamic nasheed titled Sallu ala al-Nabi wa Zidu Salawat. For context, a nasheed is a form of Islamic vocal or hymn that holds deep religious significance, often associated with prayer, religious celebrations, and the Hajj season. The specific nasheed in question is widely recognized within the Muslim community as a sacred hymn honoring the Prophet Muhammad. The issue arose because this religious audio was reportedly remixed into a high-energy club-style track played during a festival environment, which many listeners felt was an inappropriate use of sacred religious text. The backlash mounted almost immediately after the identification of the sample. Muslim fans and netizens expressed hurt and disappointment, arguing that placing a sacred hymn within a rave or club-style remix was disrespectful to the religious sentiments attached to the audio. Social media discussions highlighted the importance of the Prophet Muhammad in Islam, explaining that using vocals dedicated to him in a party or festival setting crossed a significant line of cultural and religious respect. Criticism centered on the idea that religious content, particularly sacred Islamic texts, should not be used for entertainment purposes or remixed into dance music, regardless of the artist's intent. The conversation soon expanded beyond just the fandom, drawing in a wider audience who debated the boundaries of artistic expression and religious sensitivity. As demands for an apology and a formal statement grew, another side of the narrative emerged as fans began investigating the origin of the track used in the set. Research conducted by social media users suggested that the song played was titled "Where Are You Going?" by an artist named Matt Weasel. Further investigation into this track revealed that the Islamic nasheed sample was already embedded in the song's production when The8 used it. This discovery led to a significant division in public opinion regarding the idol's level of responsibility. Supporters of The8 argued that he was not the producer of the track and likely used the song without knowing the specific background or religious context of the vocal samples contained within it. The defense posited that if the track was downloaded or selected for the set without clear metadata or credits identifying the sample, The8 would have had no way of knowing the audio was a sacred nasheed. Fans pointed out that the original producer, Matt Weasel, did not appear to have clearly credited the religious source in the song's information, which contributed to the misunderstanding. This group argued that the situation was a result of ignorance regarding the sample's origin rather than a deliberate act of disrespect. They emphasized that as a DJ selecting tracks for a set, it is not always standard procedure to investigate the lineage of every vocal chop in a pre-produced song, especially if the vocals are not in the artist's native language or are distorted by the remix. However, the counter-argument maintained that ignorance does not negate the harm caused. Critics argued that as a global artist under a major label like Pledis Entertainment, there is a responsibility to vet the content used in public performances. This perspective suggested that using music without understanding its components is negligence, and the focus should remain on the impact the remix had on Muslim listeners rather than just the intent behind playing it. The discourse highlighted a recurring frustration within the global Muslim community regarding the unauthorized or misunderstood use of religious audio in mainstream entertainment. Many expressed exhaustion with seeing sacred elements of their faith used in entertainment contexts without proper respect or understanding. The situation was further complicated by the lack of an immediate response. At the time the controversy was trending, neither The8 nor Pledis Entertainment had released an official statement addressing the backlash or clarifying the situation. This silence led to increased scrutiny, with netizens debating whether the company was assessing the situation internally or hoping the controversy would subside on its own. In the fast-paced environment of K-pop controversies, the timing of a response is often critical, and the absence of communication allowed speculation and anger to continue building across different platforms. Fans and critics critics alike were left waiting to see if there would be an acknowledgement of the hurt caused, even if the usage was unintentional. The core of the debate eventually settled on the distinction between intent and impact. While one faction of the internet insisted that The8 should apologize for the offensive nature of the remix to show respect to the Muslim community, the other faction maintained that holding him solely accountable for a sample he did not create was unfair. The discussions touched upon the necessity for better education regarding global religious sensitivities in the entertainment industry and the importance of checking the origins of samples. The incident served as a reminder of how quickly a performance can turn into a global discussion on cultural sensitivity, forcing fans and the general public to examine where the line of accountability should be drawn when artistic expression intersects with religious belief. As the online discussions continued, the incident remained a contentious topic, illustrating the complexities artists face when navigating a diverse international audience.